Hello. I want to start this video with a breathing technique, and everyone out there should do that every day. It is a breathing technique to let air into your whole system, into every single coordinate part of your lungs, in the lower parts of your lungs as well, which a lot of people don't do because particularly stress causes people to breathe very shallow and in the upper part of the lungs. And there were people who had to be operated on. They actually had necrotic tissue in their lower parts of the lungs because they were not breathing through the whole lungs. So that caused serious cell damage. So don't do that to yourselves. Do breathing meditation every single day. It's very important. You sit in a comfortable position, like in a diamond seat or yoga seat, with your legs crossed or your legs open, like your feet apart from one another, or just like this here, across, and you have a straight back and relaxed arms. It's kind of hard for me because I'm holding my tablet. But this is how you sit, and then you breathe in through the very bottom part of your abdomen. Or that's how it appears, and you just visualize you're breathing through the abdomen, way below the navel. You breathe slowly all the way into all parts of your lungs, and then you hold the breath there for a few moments. And then you breathe slowly out, and you can make noises while you're breathing out. That's good. This is very healing. It's very detoxifying. And you do this for like 10 minutes, or if you have more time, you do it for half an hour or an hour, and you breathe very mindfully through the whole body. Hold the breath for a few seconds and then slowly breathe out. And you keep repeating this in a very steady rhythm. And you visualize that all your cells and every tissue in your body is being circulated with blood and supplied with oxygen, which is very, very important. And you say to yourself, I love my whole body. My whole body is super precious. And I kiss my skin, and I nurture myself, and I give myself the love that it needs. Every cell in your body is an animal by itself. It's there for you. It makes the whole of you. It creates a symbiosis of a total abundance and beauty and treasure. And you practice that every single day, and you say to yourself, I love myself the way I am, and it doesn't matter what someone else says. It doesn't matter whether other people approve of my look or not. It really doesn't matter at all. And don't gravitate to those people who are abusive. Hang out with the people who are supportive of you, of your health, and who respect you, who meet you in a wonderful, kind way, and who talk to you on eye level, who see you as an equal, and who value you very highly, the way you are, as a precious, living, sentient being. and people who value all sentient being as equally precious. And that's the people we want to hang out with. That's the people we need to gravitate towards, not towards those fanatics, terrorists, religious people, people who have very strong self-images. We want to stay away from those people. They are not healthy for you. Whoever you are, whether you come from that group or not, they are not good for you. Identify yourself instead with those people who are taking care of their bodies, who are taking care of animals, of Mother Earth. Identify yourself with those. And don't put an image into it. Don't put a projection into it. Don't label this as something, hippie, tree hugger, or libtard, or whatever people are calling other people in chat rooms. Don't pay attention to this. Pay attention to who you are right now in this moment. You're not born to be a Republican. You're not born to be a hater or an arrogant asshole. You're born to be part of this symbiotic existence that we have with Mother Earth. And practice this every day. Practice this mindfulness, and then things will get better. And I want to talk today in my video a little bit about the people who do preemptive striking verbally and why they do it. What do you think is the reason for it? Let me know in the comments. I would like to know if people are aware of this, and I will tell you what I think about it. They do it because they are so afraid to be attacked that they will attack first. We see this also with wildlife. We see that with wild animals. The wild animals, they are not like mean-spirited like that. They don't have these type of ego issues. But when they are afraid of someone, and they're usually afraid of people, they're very afraid of hunters. When you go to Siberia, the wolves, they're not afraid of anyone. They come right up to you and let you pet them. Why is that? Because they're not afraid. They're not hunted there. The hunters, they don't go all the way into those cold regions. So they feel safe there, and many of them have never met a person and have never made a connection to the violence in humans. And this is how it is with all sentient beings, with people too. When they have been abused, usually by their parents, by their caregivers, whoever their caregivers were, could have been a nanny or a mean grandfather or whatever. Then they become very withdrawn, and they become very distrusting towards people, and particularly towards those that they associate something dangerous with, which is ironically often those people that the abusive caregiver didn't like. And I see that also in dogs, that behavior. Like, for example, a dog is a very loyal animal. And when the caregiver of the dog, whoever that is, and Cesar Millan talks about it, when they're afraid of someone, the dog will adopt that fear very quickly. And so do children, human children. So the children later on, they will model themselves after the abusive caregiver instead of seeing the problem for what it is. Instead of seeing the caregiver as the problem, they will always see the problem with that what the caregiver feared or hated. This this is a self-image making process that is very complex, becomes very complex in humans because of the ego and all of this. And we can dissolve that. Jiddu Krishnamurti said, of course we can dissolve it. Of course, the way he said that. And so I want to give this message to other people. Of course we can dissolve it. It's not a big deal. All we need to do is we need to sit down, we need to contemplate on it, and we need to become aware about it. This is very, very, very critical. This is very important. And I also wanted to talk about a little bit what I see in chat rooms in particular. The preemptive striking, the name calling, the very serious aggression. Like if you were around those people in person, they would probably kill me. Chances are very high that they would kill me if they could get away with it. And that's because I said we need to bring love into the world. Because they don't want love. They don't want to feel vulnerable. They're so traumatized and so insecure that they surround themselves with weapons, verbally and physically. And they will always put up this facade, I am tough, no one can hurt me. I'm shooting first, so you can see how tough I am. This then, in turn, is also carried over into the courtship behavior in humans. I see this very clearly. I see that men often bring out this facade of being totally not vulnerable, of being tough, of being indestructible, of being fearless. A lot of pride is being displayed. And men think that they need to flip a car over in order to be liked by a woman. And the opposite is true. So I'm telling you right now what women like. Women do not like this type of aggressive, idiotic behavior. They find that very ridiculous, particularly the little brainier ladies out there. They find that very, very, very pathetic, and they would never date someone like this. It's like it just makes us turn around on the spot, not even say anything, but just leave. Yeah. And there are people on the internet who I'd rather not even comment to at all. Just want to go. I just want to leave at all. There is just not even any space left for an argument or for any kind of message. And it makes me very sad, that it is like this. Someone who's more evolved than I am could take that on, could, someone like Thich Nhat Hanh, for example, or Ingrid Newkirk, or Simone Reis, or Paul Watson. They could deal with this type of person in a very calm way. I personally am not that evolved, so it's better for me to just walk away because that would trigger me too much. That triggers my protectiveness, particularly my mother bear protectiveness, the protectiveness of other beings. When I see someone who is just ragingly violent, it just brings out the Medusa in me. So it's not, I'm not there yet, I'm working on it. But But I like to give to anyone who is somewhat open to the message of love. I would like to continue to remind people that it is doable, that we can do it, that each person is absolutely able to work on themselves. And my message to everyone out there is you can do the Vipassana meditation. A lot of people have done that 10-day course. It's free, it is conducted in almost all areas on earth. There's a group of people who put that together for S.N. Cuenca. He wanted to have that free always. And this is very beautiful, and this meditation has helped a lot of people, has brought a lot of people onto the path within themselves, instead of, looking outwardly for all kinds of things, acknowledgement, or someone give them something, always taking, from others, always expecting from others, expecting from the government. That's a big one. You're not going to make it in life if you walk through your life expecting from the government or from other people. This life is for you to learn. It's not for you to take. It's for you to learn and then apply that what you learned in a positive, gentle, and beneficial for all beings. You have to give. You have to learn and then give. Learn and give, learn and give. Learn from every situation there is. We usually learn the most in difficult times. Use difficult times, use difficult people, use difficult relationships, encounters, and so on as your best teachers. They are your best teachers. They are there to teach you. That's why we're here in this existence, to learn. And so one last thing I wanted to mention that I've been thinking about last night and all day today is this is very, very dear to me, very important. And it happens to me too, I'm not an exception. I'm not a guru or big sister or big whatever, mama for everyone. I'm just a friend who has done a lot of introspection and who wants to share this with other people, because I worry very much about the world. Humans are bringing this world down. Don't be part of this, Turn this around. Jiddu Krishnamurti said, of course we can. So do it. All it takes is introspection. And there's this one thing that I also sometimes, I get hurt too, or I feel ashamed, or I feel embarrassed about something. But then I have to remind myself immediately and it's very difficult. Sometimes we don't remember these things. Sometimes we get so caught up in that situation that we're not aware of this draw that is happening to our brains. But we need to become gradually more and more and more conscious so that we can remind ourselves in a situation like this where we feel ashamed, or where we feel like, oh, I just said something that was totally bad or awkward, or it was off, or it was going against my principles or whatever. And that happens to everyone. But to come back to instead of, making a big mask around it and just dumping it on the person who either consciously or unconsciously or unwillingly reminded us, or just innocently reminded us that we were wrong. Sometimes a situation reminds us that we were wrong. Then we will. Some people get very mad at the people who just happen to be there, because some people they're so unconscious that they will not see it. They will only feel this hurt. They don't even know where it comes from. So the more we become aware about these things, the less we lash out to others. And that's a very, very beneficial process for all of us. And so I'm working on this every single day, I'm really seriously working on this because I really want to make the world a better place. I want to be part of making the world a better place. Peace starts with me. Peace starts with you, with every single person. So when I feel hurt, or when I feel whatever I feel, jealous, or when I feel ashamed, or when I feel like, oh, I didn't do very well and this person did better, or he taught me something very critical, or I see someone who's doing so well and I would like to be like this, not like that person, but be on that level of mental development, for example. It's better not to be dwelling in this, oh, I lost, now I forget everything. That doesn't work. Don't throw it down. If you fall down, pick yourself back up and say, okay, I did this wrong. So next time I want to do it better. How can I do it better? And also, very important to allow ourselves to say he or she did it better. He or she, they are amazing. They really did this well. What can I learn from them? Instead of being jealous and then, not even noticing that we're jealous and then getting hardened in the inside, and sort of then a lot of people trying to find fault with that person in order not to feel that pain of the jealousy. That isn't going anywhere. So we need to acknowledge he or she said something very, very powerful and very great, and something that I can learn from. And to acknowledge that, to acknowledge that someone, for example, in politics, has done something very amazing, even if you don't like that person. Someone has given a good speech, acknowledge that and say, yeah, that speech was good, even though you happen to be on the other side of the canyon. That speech was good. I have to acknowledge that. I agree with some of those points, and so on. And yes, he is an amazing business person, and he has achieved a lot, and maybe, just maybe, he wants to help. Maybe he wants to help down the line. Maybe he wants to pick up all these puzzle pieces very cautiously and play the chess game so that in the end the queen, his queen and his king are rescuing everything. Rescuing the other queen and the other king and all the pawns and all the horses and towers and all those players involved in the chess game. Maybe that's what he wants to do, Let's not be so quick with our judgment. And let's not be jealous, but don't go the other extreme. Don't fall over in front of your knees and worship someone. Don't do that either. That's a mistake. So say, yeah, this is an amazing person. He's very advanced. I can learn from him or her. Ingrid Newkirk, for example, Paul Watson, Peter Hammarstedt. We can learn from these people, and we can say they are amazing, and I want to learn, and I want to graduate to those levels myself. Why should I be jealous? Why should I beat down on myself? Why should I worship them? No. They don't want to be worshipped. They just want to be understood. They want to help, and they want to pick things up, and they want to lift you up, and they want to empower you, and they want to make the world a better place. So Let's acknowledge that and say, yeah, this person is better, is more advanced than me. This is a very, very empowering feeling. It may feel to some people out there as the opposite, but it is really in reality it's a very empowering feeling to say, yes, she or he, they are better, they are more advanced in this or that and that and that. And stop comparing yourself to them. Stop saying, oh, I'm not as advanced, and now, oh, well, this is, making some people so sad, or it brings their hormone levels down, or whatever. Don't do that. Say, love yourself for who you are, and keep your hormone levels up, and acknowledge yourself. This is, I'm trying, I'm doing my best. I'm getting there, I'm learning. And once you are able to say, this person, or Pema Chodron, or Jiddu Krishnamurti, or Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche, or whoever these people are that we're learning from, or Eckhart Tolle, instead of being jealous, saying, yeah, they got a point there. They're onto something. They have studied. They have spent a lot of time of their lives studying these things and really exploring their own minds. I can listen to them. I can learn something. It's an amazingly empowering feeling to be able to say that they are great, and they are more advanced than me in this respect or that respect or whatever, or they're more beautiful than I am, or sexier. It's a very powerful thing to feel, to transcend jealousy altogether and learn to really love yourselves for who you are, and not bow down to anyone, not become a fanatic fan or something. Fan in a positive, friendly way, not a fanatic, not making someone into a religion or into a star, movie star, bowing down and da 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 da, I need your signature, or there's a woman, she wanted the urine of this singer. I mean, that's what we want to avoid. Avoid this type of total fanaticism. Also in religion, the same thing. Dissolve all religion. Love yourselves. Yourselves. Nature is there for us. Introspection. That's growing, and that is moving things forward. And that is true love. Take care.